Hi, so I'm so glad you came in. What is it that you're wanting to visit about today? Is there any intention you have in mind, any thoughts, or would you like me just to kind of tune in, see what I get, and then kind of go from there? I just want to make sure that we're able to talk about anything that you're wanting to talk about today.
Okay, well, thank you. I actually came with a pretty set intention, and that's that I'm trying to deal with some. And we said that this was going to be something I don't want to turn the waterworks on, but it might happen. So addiction has ran deep in my family lineage, alcoholism specifically. And so I found myself dealing with that often, and I finally had just a rock bottom moment, and I said, that's enough for me. And so what I want is for you to help me clear that from just from my DNA, from my emotional structure, just the addiction out of my body, give it to God, because at some point, us as people, it's hard to deal with addiction ourselves. So we have to be able to let go, give it to God, let someone else take a hold of it because it's hard.
Yes, I understand that. So, okay, perfect. That's a great place to stop. So start. Before I ever work with anybody, I like to do a invocation because I do everything with God, and I just want to kind of bring him into the session, and he will channel through me for you, and we'll start there. So I just invite you to close your eyes with me, and we'll go into a quick invocation of, I just ask that infinite source be here with Cynthia and I and channel through me for her. And just allow me to be that clear channel for her. Please and thank you. So the first sense I'm getting is that this goes back to your childhood. And I feel like in your and the addiction actually is in your ancestral family lineage, and it's carried through in your DNA. So I will definitely have Creator clear that in your DNA, having cleared from your ancestral family lineage. But part of you taking on this addiction, the reason why you turn to it, is because early on in your life, probably I want to say maybe, I'm not real good with ages, but I feel like teenage years, maybe even a little younger, maybe 10 or 11. I feel like there was an emotional trauma that happened with your family, and it happened with your mom and dad. I feel like your mom wasn't always present for you the way you would like her to have been, and she hasn't always been very nurturing to you. And so she has made you feel less than and made you feel not good enough, and you're very powerful, and they're telling me you're here to be a leader in this world. You're here to lead and to show up, but you are just now starting to step into that role. But part of you dealing with addiction is that's keeping you safe. That keeps you distracted. That keeps you from having really to show up. Because if you're dealing with addiction, it's like, I can't do it. I don't feel good, or I don't want to, it doesn't feel comfortable, so you'll keep doing the same pattern and pattern and pattern. But the beauty of it, since you've recognized, I don't want to do this, and you're here to clear it, the first place I need to clear is around the age of 10 or 11, around your mom and your dad, around a tragic incident that happened, and I feel like your family got ripped apart, and you shut down. Does this bring up anything for you? Any time frame? Anything when I say that?
So let me get comfortable here. It always comes back to my mother, and I almost don't want her to even feel bad and even ever know about this, because I don't feel like she did it intentionally.
No.
But she was a very self-centered mother, and she had a boyfriend that she would let beat up on me and my sister. She divorced my dad from when I was about 3 years old. So from when I was 3 to about 13, I just got beat up on a regular basis, and she never did nothing to stop it. And so maybe around then, you're by about 13, and so I actually probably started drinking when I was that young.
And so what they're telling me is you use drinking for a form of escape. So this was how you would numb. This is how you would escape. Because I don't want to see that my mom is not being the protective mom. I don't want to see that my mom is choosing a man over me. What's wrong with me? Why would a mother do this? And so your way of dealing with it was just to shut down, drink, and numb out. But here you are now. You're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to show up and sign. And so now it's all coming to the surface. So please keep going. I just wanted to.
Thank you. So finally, I've realized that it kept me down a long time, those emotional problems I went through. But now I have to, I have to show up. I have to be there for myself, for my family, for my husband, for my business, for the people that depend on me, the people that I produce, the people that I work for, the people that depend on me to lead the projects that we lead together. And I can't not show up for them. I could have not showed up for my mother, and maybe I tried because I wanted her to finally pay some attention to me, not that she ever did. But I need to stop using the not showing up.
That's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And also what I'm hearing is check this out and see how this resonates with you. But I'm hearing I need to stop fighting for the attention that I'm never going to get from my mother.
Yeah.
Are you ready to let go of that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's a big thread for you. Even though it's conscious, it's subconscious,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very buried, I think there's still a part of you that's wanting that.
I know.
And so if I could help you release that, I think that would be huge for you. This, I love my mother,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to feel like I have to have her attention anymore. Why? Because I know who I am, and who I am is powerful, who I am as a leader, and I'm stepping into that role, and I will have a lot of people who will see what I do for them, that will acknowledge me.
And it'll never be her.
And
she doesn't respect me. She doesn't even think I have a business. She won't even give me that kind of respect. She'll just call me and say, "What are you doing? You're just sitting at home doing nothing today?" Like no, Mom, I'm running a business. She's like, call it what you want. She has zero respect for what I do.
So she will never change, or I shouldn't say she will never, because she could, but right now I'm feeling like in the event she never changes, you can't let that keep dominating you. You can't let that kind of steal your power, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put that emotion, those thoughts to rest. So I'd like to help you with that. And if we can clear that one statement of, let's put it into a belief statement of something that's very powerful, that's a negative thing for you, but it's very powerful for you because it just keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. What would that be?
The statement that keeps coming up is,
I want my mom to notice me and she never will, and it makes me feel, it has to be your own words, but I would like it to be something that we can just clear today that's not, because it's not serving you. It's not serving you to keep
maybe that
playing
I
this,
don't need to keep trying to prove myself to someone that will never recognize me.
because all that does is what?
It just frustrates me.
And then what?
So then I'll do something that entertains me or that I find is fun, which is drink. Because I could entertain myself and have fun all day just drinking, and I don't have to look for somebody else to make me feel good because it's fun to just do that.
So drinking is your partner in being fun.
I feel better when I do
right,
that.
and you equate drinking to fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll get rid of that too, because I don't want you to see as, to have fun, I need to drink,
Yeah.
and I don't need anybody to drink.
Mhm.
I can do it by myself. So if we can erase the belief of, I'm looking for love and approval from a mother who will never give it to me,
Mm-hmm.
and so then I find ways to have fun or escape those feelings by drinking. So I'd like to just ask God, wherever you're holding on to that in your energy field, He knows where you're holding on to it, whether it's at the age of 10 or 3. It could even be a past life. I'm just going to ask Him to clear it. And then I'll let you know when I'm done. So one moment, please. Wow. So when I was pulling that from your energy field, or when I was asking God, rather, to pull this from your energy field, because I give Him all the credit.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was pulling it from your energy field, I saw, like, you talked about how men, her boyfriend beat you. I don't know, I just saw a lot of energy around your neck. And so to me, it feels like you felt like you couldn't say anything, you couldn't argue, you couldn't fight back. You were just so young, and it just feels like a lot of energy was cut off here. So, and it makes it almost, what I got was a past life to where you were strangled and choked. Because that hasn't happened to you this lifetime, or has it? Where somebody...
He's definitely picked me up by my throat and thrown me across the
There
hallway.
you go. Because I saw hands around your neck. I saw you almost like being strangled and just like you're gasping. But it also feels like this happened in your past life. So I was like, I see it in your past life, but so it's both. It's this lifetime and your past life where you were strangled, choked, cut off. And so they were pulling a lot of the energy was coming from this area, from here up. And they're still working on you. They're telling you to drink lots of water, stay very hydrated. It's like you're getting psychic surgery today because they're having to go in there and really pull a lot of that stuck, heavy, they're telling me traumatic energy from your throat. And so they're working on it. So hold on one moment. Okay, so now they're asking me to ask you, how do you want to feel?
Oh, I've been working on this.
Yes, so let's download how you want to feel and really...
Because I'm also a bit intuitive. So I knew you were going to ask me, what do you want me to clear? What do you want me to replace it with? So I want you to clear fun drinking Cindy and,
We just did that.
and replace it with boss lady Cindy that doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, runs great businesses, and is a great role model. That's what I want to be.
And that's who you are. You're already that person. You're already that person, but they're telling me it's like, what they're showing me is like a light. When you go in a room and you shut the light off, you've kept the light off. And then it's so easy. They're saying she can go right back into that person, the person she already is. Just turn on the light. And who's the light? You're the light. So let's download that. So we're going to download that you're the light, that you're allowed to show up and shine, that you lead, and that you step into your leadership role, that you don't have to drink to have fun. You're fun, just who you are, and who you are is powerful, who you are is beautiful, who you are is stepping into your voice, being able to speak, being able to lead, and what is the last part you said? I want to be
a role model.
Role model.
I want to be someone
being a role model.
Because in this industry that I'm in music, you find very few people that don't drink, that don't smoke weed, that don't smoke cigarettes, that don't drink even caffeine. Like for the most part, when I'm clean, I drink water. I don't drink caffeine. And right now I'm not going to drink alcohol. I've never really, since my adult life, smoked sweet cigarettes or weed or. So I want to be recognized as almost like an anomaly where I'm going to show up and they're going to be like, let's have some respect for this chick in this industry that can really be a role model. And so
what I'm here to tell you is not can be, you are. So if you take away anything from this session today, it's conscious language. And so no more I want to be, I'd like to be, I wish I could be. No, I am, it's here now. I just show up, I just be. You're just going to be, and who you're going to be is who you are, which is the leader, which is dynamic, which is powerful, which is a role model. So let me go ahead and have Creator download that into your energy field. So one moment. So they're telling me when you replace the drinking, and when I say there, it's God, it's the angels, it's my team of people, it's the Illuminated Collective. So you've worked with me before, so you're familiar with the Illuminated Collective. This high ascended masters guides, they're light, pure source light. So they're all telling me that as soon as you replace drinking with seeing yourself as empowered, a role model, and really stepping into that role, sky's the limit for you. It's like I saw you on stage and I saw you, it's like you were speaking to an audience. And you had I look out in the crowd and there's about 500 plus people there, and they're really clapping for you. They're coming up to you when you leave the stage, hugging you, saying you've changed my life. I look forward to coming to these events. Thank you, thank you, thank you. People that you've given opportunities to, people that you've opened doors for. So remember that. But that will not happen as long as you're sabotaging, as long as you're hiding who you really are, which is everything we just said with drinking.
Yeah.
So you need to remember that every time. I want you to be very, I and they are telling me, every time you go to drink, stop yourself and say, oh, I'm not going to be able to be that role model.
Mhm.
This is going to be keeping me from being that role model.
Mhm.
It can happen, but not to the extent that it needs to happen, that I want it to happen. Or it'll happen very slowly, or it'll be pieces of it, but it won't be like a straight, fast highway to.
That's where I want.
Where
I
you
want
wanna
like
be.
laser focus. Like I've put my life together slowly, with still, but now I want to just be laser focused. So one thing I would ask you to do to help me also clear, like I said, I haven't smoked cigarettes in many, many, many years. And I look at people that smoke now, I'm like, oh, I could never do that. That's how I want to feel. One day I want to look at a bottle of vodka and be like, oh God, no, never. I want to actually just feel like disgusted by it.
All right.
And
All right.
it's a total different it's a
Yeah,
shift.
no.
It's a shift, right?
We're gonna do a shift right now. So let me just see what I can say that would help you see alcohol in that way. So I'm gonna tune in, and they're gonna tell me I don't even need to think about it. They'll just give me the word. So every time you drink, it's not you drinking. They're telling me it is that 10-year-old. That 11-year-old, that girl that was getting strangled, that was getting choked, that's who's drinking. That is who's hiding. That is who's covering up all the sadness, all the abuse, all the internal feelings of unworthiness. And that's not who you are now. And so you need the adult you to realize that every time you drink, you're going back to that sad, hurt little girl. And that sad, hurt little girl can't be a role model, can't be someone on stage accepting awards or making a speech or having people come up to her and hug her. So you need to, every time you're drinking, it's not you. You're just going back, and she's still in you. But we cleared all that. So I really know and feel that you will not have the desire. It may not happen right away, but I'm hearing 2 to 3 months. It's like it's going to leave you more and more and more and more. It's a practice, and it's just something that you're going to step into. But it's going to become easier and easier and easier, because they're telling me the more you feel good about who you are, and the more you see your life changing, and the more you see how much you're helping people, and the more you get to hear how you're changing lives and being a role model, it's like you're never going to even want to touch another bottle.
Because I won't need that to feel good anymore, right?
No.
That makes
And you
sense.
know that is going to take you back to where you were.
Yeah.
And so I would say what you should do is write a letter to your inner child, to that teenager, and write a letter of how you felt. Go back to that moment when you were being choked, or when you felt your mom wasn't paying attention to you, or your stepdad was beating up on you. Write a letter, and if you have to curse, if you have to scream, whatever you have to do, write that letter and then burn it as a symbolic sign. As you're releasing it, you're letting it go. And then write another letter, but the new letter is the new story of who you are. And that's the story you hold on to, and that's the story you're going to reread and take with you and use over and over. Because you are here to write a book, you're here to be a leader, you're here to make people millionaires and yourself one. The road will happen a lot faster and a lot clearer if you don't bring that inner child into the mix and let her control you. She's been controlling you.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And somewhere along the lines, I had also heard that that inner child in me needs a decent mother figure that I never actually had. And maybe I need to be that for that little child in me and say, hey, now I'm going to take care of you. You're going to get to just go sit down and be quiet, know that life is going to be just fine.
Yes.
I'm going to be that one that was never there before. So just let me now show up and shine.
Yes, and what I'm hearing is you can have her like she's there with you. Like maybe she's just there sitting on your shoulder, and she's in a cute little outfit, and she's going along with you. And you know, if you feel like one day getting an ice cream, go get an ice cream, because that's something you're honoring your inner child, you know. Or one day you feel like just going to a park, swinging on a swing. You know, it won't be all the time, but just honor the times that come up. But don't do it with drinking, because drinking, it's given her negative kind of emotions, and it's kind of reliving that story over and over.
Mhm.
But she wants to play. She wants to feel good. She wants to do everything that she felt she couldn't
And
do.
she wants
Everything.
attention, and that's another thing. When I drink, I find myself being real attention seeking, and I wake up the next morning, I'm just like, God, like, why do I gotta act like a freaking 15-year-old child on freaking social media, you know? And it's I mean, I've heard songs about it. You know, you wake up the next day, look at your phone, like, oh my God, how embarrassing. But that's what it is, and it's like that inner child in me just wants attention.
So you give her the attention, and you'll know when to give her the attention. And then when you're not doing that, you're stepping into who you are, you know, who you are today, at the age you are today. Step into that and embrace that. And sky's the limit for you.
Okay, well, thank you. And I'm on my way tonight to go to an event to go see two fantastic singers, and I'm just gonna have some 7-Up and enjoy the show. It's gonna be a first time for me, and I'll let you know how it goes.
You can do it. And this is like your coming out party. This is like coming out and embracing, like that song with the real Slim Shady, Please Stand Up. Like, this is you, like the real you, getting to show up and shine and stand up. And it doesn't matter. People won't even know that you don't. They may even think you have vodka. Who cares? You know,
Sure.
just be you.
Okay.
So-
Well, I hope I can, because sometimes I think
No.
you're right.
No hope.
Okay.
I am, I will, and so it is. Like, claim it. Because saying the words like, I hope I can,
Sure.
almost implies doubt.
Sure.
Almost implies you're not sure.
Okay.
So even speaking stronger words, like, thank you, I will. I am going tonight.
Okay.
I am going to shine. I'm going to let my light on, my authentic light, not some crazy, you know, me that's 10 or 11 that's going to run the show.
Sure.
No more, no more. So you will.
Okay.
You will. It's time. And when you finish tonight and you go to bed feeling so clear-headed and you remember everything tomorrow and you look back, that's when you're gonna say to yourself, I arrived. Like, I did it.
Yeah.
And it's going to get easier and easier. So you can do it.
Okay. Well, thank you. I feel really good about this.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. And I look forward to many more.
Okay. Do you think we should maybe end with like a prayer or say thank you to the
Yeah, let's do that.
something?
Let's do that. Well, thank you for coming in. And if you don't mind, I'd like to just end the way I started. I just want to end with a really special prayer for you today to give you that strength so that you step into your power. And I want to hear how everything goes, so please let me know, because I see you, like I said, sky's the limit, and tonight is your start. It starts here and now. So thank you, and I will end with a prayer. So just thank you for allowing me to be here with Cynthia today. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for her confidence that she has in herself to see her blocks and to say, you know what, I'm ready to be vulnerable. I'm ready to let down all the walls, and I'm ready just to show up. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that feels like, but I'm ready. So thank you for allowing me to be here for her, for speaking words of wisdom, for you channeling through me for her. I thank you for the transition she's going through in her life, and that she's here to be who she's here to be. So thank you, and so it is, and so it shall be.
So it shall be. Amen.